Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us we have the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, finished off in sapphire blue pearl. This also has an MSRP just under $30,000. So we have a lot to go through for this hatchback. Let's start off with what it's powered by. This has a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. It's paired to the CVT transmission along with the manual 8-speed shift mode. This pumps out 152 horsepower, 145 pound-feet of torque, sent through that all-wheel drive system. It weighs in around 3,300 pounds. 0 to 60 is around 8 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 27 miles per gallon in the city and 34 out on the highway. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, Subaru badge is front and center, with some really cool gray accents that work their way to the headlights, where this has LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. Plenty of cutouts in that grille too. There is a forward-facing sensor for the adaptive cruise. Fog lights are in the lower section. The lower section is also finished off in a interesting plastic design. More cutouts in the lower section too, and then some nice lines coming down the hood. Now, that plastic trim also works its way around the fender arches and the lower side skirt. This has a set of 17-inch wheels. We have more gray for the mirrors along with the turn signal. There's a sunroof up top, and then even the roof racks too. A lot of Subaru owners like to go on some awesome adventures, so you already have the roof racks ready to go for different accessories to mount whatever equipment you have with you for the day. Really nice lines that run down the side as well. It's a hatchback, so I think everything looks really nice. All the proportions are great. This even has over 8 inches of ground clearance, which is impressive for this. If you're going hiking, mountain biking, whatever it may be, you definitely have some ground clearance to get you through some of those situations. Now, we have the body colored spoiler with the brake light and the wiper blade. This has a backup camera, more of that trim in the lower section. It can even tow around 1,500 pounds, which again is also impressive if you have a small trailer with some of that equipment, which is nice. Now, in back, we have plenty of room with the seats up, a little bit of storage space on both sides, spare tires underneath, and you can even reach the back seats from here to be able to fold both of those seats down. So that gives you a lot more space. Of course, for this type of vehicle, it's very practical with the amount of room that is available. Now, in back, we have a two-tone design on the door panel. Pretty simple, but it gives you what you need. And then a two-tone design for these cloth seats. Now, at 5'10", I have plenty of room. A lot of space down below. There's some auxiliaries, storage pocket. I have about an inch or so above my head. And then in the middle, we do have the armrest with 2 cup holders. A little bit of a pillar there, but it's easy to see around. I also noticed Subaru is also right there. I haven't had any issues with visibility. I've been driving this for a few days now. Door panel up front is just like the rear. All of the window adjustments, side mirror adjustments, even some cool carbon fiber like trim, which is a nice touch. We have a power operated front seat, and as we fire this up, no leather for the steering wheel, but it's got a good design to it. Nice notches on both sides. Paddle shifters, like I mentioned earlier, even though this has a CVT. Now, on the right side, there's cruise, adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, 2 of the drive modes. So we have S and I, sport and an individual, volume on this left side along with Bluetooth and voice commands, even source and tuning. And then you can also go through a little bit of info in the upper section of the LCD screen. So that's all that you can go through. And then just underneath that, you can see a diagram for the distance pacing along with miles per hour and some info in the lower section. And then your tach, engine temperature, fuel, and miles per hour surround both of those. Now, on the left side, there's a dimmer switch for the gauges, more of that trim with an air vent, and a really cool infotainment system in the vertical design. So we have hazards along with volume and tuning. We have some defrosters and then temperature controls as physical buttons. Now, in the upper section, you can actually go through some info. So we have the music along with some vitals. You can also go into those as needed to show what you would like to have there. There's weather, and then even the last mode, which is the X mode. You can turn that on for those off-roading situations. Underneath that, we do have several icons that you can go through as well. We have the home icon down below. You even have a car one, so you can go into that and go through this various information. There's the engine start stop, even your phone and driver profiles. And then some more climate adjustments are in the lower section. If you want to pull all of that up, simply click on the temperatures there, and now you can view all of that in the screen itself, or of course use the rest of those controls. Now underneath that, we have some auxiliaries and storage space, so you could charge some electronics. Really good backup camera. So of course you can see behind you, we have the manual setting for those paddles. There's the e-brake. These are even heated seats too, which is nice. 2 cup holders with a 12 volt and a little bit of storage, and then a good amount in the glove box or armrest, as well as the glove box there. Manual adjusting sunshade with the rest of the controls for the sunroof. The dome lights are up there too. And from the driver's seat, you get another look at visibility. Very open feeling. We even have extra windows there in front of the side view mirrors there, just to give you that much more of an open feeling. Let's go ahead and get this out on the road. And so now let's pop it into the manual setting from second gear. Here we go. So I will say that the paddles are actually pretty responsive. It's not a quick car, as I've already gone over, but the fact that you do have responsive paddles is very interesting and impressive for this type of vehicle. Now, one thing I just want to make a quick note on, when you hit the turn signal, it doesn't actually do the 3 at a time. You actually have to engage it, which something for the price tag. It doesn't have the 3 traditional ones, just the single one. Anyway, the paddle shifters are very responsive, so that's interesting to see. As soon as I tap on them, they have that performance, which is neat. But like I said, I do wish that it had some more horsepower. I think it needs a little bit more get up and go. Not really the purpose of the Crosstrek though. If you want more power, you can go with the WRX. You can go with some different other brands, maybe something similar to this. But it's interesting to see the paddles and then the steering, like I mentioned earlier. So behind the wheel now for the Crosstrek, MSRP $29,000, right around $600. I don't think you can really complain with this interior for that cost. It's a very nice vehicle. This could be a great first vehicle for you, or just in general, a really nice vehicle that you just need to hop in, get to your adventure, your destination, and go have some fun. So I really can't pick it apart. It's been nice to drive over the last couple of days. Very basic, but very plentiful with what it has to offer at the same time. And I think that will wrap it up for the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.